How many of you trophy hunters out there have played a game and you had glitched trophies on you? Yeah, that happened to me. And it happened in this game, Dark Void. Hey guys, Robert here, bringing you another collection video. And today it's going to be the last, I'm going to say like 10 PS3 games that I got. You know, I've been trying to build my PS3 collection, and hey, you know what? I just want to show you my pickups. And hey, you also notice too, I got a new theme. I like to show it off on my PS4 because of the themes. This time, this theme, Final Fantasy 9. You know, just to give you a heads up, I got through Final Fantasy 8, so now I'm gonna get at some point get through Final Fantasy 9. But you know, instead of me rambling on, have you ever played card games? Have you ever played Eye of Judgment? Now, I got this game recently for a pickup. It was interesting. I have the camera, but if you remember this game, you basically had a mat, and it actually came with the cards. This game actually has, like, you can see the cards with it too. And basically what you did was you took the cards, you put them on the mat, you had your camera kind of like shine on the mat, and they came to life and they fought kind of like a, you know, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, something like that. So it's pretty cool. I found a good deal on it. You know, so it's going in my collection actually, and you can see my collection back there for a little bit. You know, got to rearrange it, got to build it. But hey, I had Judgment. If you ever played that game, let me know your thoughts on it, and how many of you guys are fighting game fans. You know, Sony has that new fight stick coming out, and I ended up picking up Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I remember playing this game. You can kind of see how it is. I like to show a little bit. You can see it complete, things like that. It's actually a nice copy, pretty decent. Remember they released the first one out. You know, it used to be a PS2 game, and then they remastered it HD, things like that. But then this game, they actually made a second one, and this one was actually more fun than the first one. But I remember this. I got the platinum in this one. It's pretty cool. Going on to, have you guys remember kind of the beginning era of the PlayStation? They had they didn't have trophies, but they had a really good RPG at the time. I played it on Xbox, but I got it in my collection for PS3, Enchanted Arms. If you guys have ever been a fan of RPGs, this game's pretty fun. I started it a little bit. As you can see there, I'll just show you guys if it's a little bit complete. But Enchanted Arms kind of reminds me of, you know, you kind of had different, gosh, I mean, it's been a while, but when I started it, the story was pretty good. This is going to be a game I want to get through again on my journey through Platinum Retirement. When I finish that, like, I want to go back to games like this and play it, but, you know, build my RPG collection more on the PS3. Yeah, you know what? Let me know. Would you guys be interested in seeing something of like all, maybe my top 10 PS3 games or something like this? But Enchanted Arms, how enchanted were you playing this game? I don't know. Trying to come up with some jokes though, you know. A cult classic and a favorite, Nier. This copy I picked up, you can see it's a more of like a GameStop copy, because you could see this little sticker not picked up. But when I first played this game, it was an interesting game, I would say the least, because like the story to me when I first played it, I was like, oh, what is this? Like, it's made by Square Enix. Like, Square Enix don't make games like this. Why would they make something like this? It's kind of weird. But as you started getting through it, the game turned out pretty good. So yeah, Nier, I got the platinum in this a long time ago. I wouldn't mind going through it again, but you know, fun times, fun games. Now, how many of you trophy hunters out there have played a game and you had glitch trophies on you. Yeah, that happened to me. And it happened in this game, Dark Void. If you guys remember Dark Void, it was I would say an easier platinum at the time. A little more like, it's kind of like a weird game, in my opinion, because like you use this guy here, you're kind of flying around in like space and stuff like that. They put good versus evil, things like that. But what made this trophy glitch on me was the fact that you had to max out all weapons, and I maxed them all out and I didn't get the trophy. So I had to do another playthrough on this game and just focus on making sure that I built up. I did not get any upgrades, didn't max out any of my weapons, and made sure that I, maxed them all out at one time before you went to the, next screen or whatever it was. But this game was frustrating. It was, even though it was an easy platinum, it was just frustrating that, this was my first experience with glitch trophies. And there's many more glitch trophies we experienced, but that's what you do as trophy hunters. But this was one of those easier ones at the time. Adding it to my collection, I'm hoping, I could clean up this stuff at some point. But hey, you know what? Yeah, and hey, it'll do me a favor if you guys like any of those games or any of this content. Please drop a like, share, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you see through my collection, or tell me one of your favorite PS3 games that you like. Drop it down in the comments, guys. So, let's keep going. Actually, this one, you can see the price on this one, but Tekken Tag Tournament. Sorry, not Tag Tournament. That was the other one I had, but Tekken 6. This is one I wanted in my collection. I don't know how I feel about red cover games, the greatest hits. I kind of like them, kind of don't. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like the visual, what it looks like on your collection. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. But this was a fun game. Actually, what was fun about this was you had to, as you went through the game a little bit, there was this like one boss you had to beat for a trophy. And I ended up using Jax in here, and I could not beat this with anybody else but Jack in here. And he had some kind of like low kick move or something like that. It was crazy, but like you could cheese it and be able to win. But that was fun. And you guys remember a lot of PS3 games had two things: co-op and online. And that was kind of the same with Army of Two. This game had multiplayer leaderboards, go online, start getting crazy. This was kind of at the time like Sony's kind of the game that they wanted to have on their platform with like Gears of War. Yeah, even though EA made it, it was kind of like, let's prop this up. But it didn't make it as past the PS3 era. They had about, I believe, 3 games of this. I know the servers are down now, but it's always fun to be able to play co-op with a buddy of yours or whoever you have, and just sit through and enjoy a game like this. I think games like this are best if you have a friend to play through, and it's not like you guys are trying to get all the platinum or anything, just enjoying the game as it is. So Army of Two, this was a really good series. I hope they bring it back. I don't think so, because we're in the PS5 and this ended in the PS3. But yeah, I'm hoping that they bring back more. And oh, you know what, by the way, how many of you guys are RPG fans? Now, this game that I got for RPG was a game that frustrated me the most. It was a frustrating game. I just didn't understand the concept of it at the time. But Last Rebellion, this game, it was so frustrating because you could not get through this game without grinding. I remember this game, it was like you'd get through kind of a portion of it, and you kind of like get to the boss, and he can just wipe you out because you weren't strong enough, and you had to grind levels in here to be able to just, you know, to actually just pass and be able to get you know, like the trophy. I believe there was a like a max level trophy at this time, but this game actually, once you beat it, it wasn't too bad. But it was frustrating when you had to get those certain, they called them printies, and you had to get certain ones you had to fight in battle. So once you like were maxed out 99, you had to fight certain ones to get trophies for them. But this game was frustrating because if you weren't an RPG fan and you weren't used to the grind, you had to grind out in this one. So it was one of those, it was fun. I mean, I like going back and playing it again, but this game I had in my collection back in, gosh, when the PS3 first came out, I had this in my collection. And you know what you did? You sold games to get games. And that's what I'm saying about Folklore. I replayed this, started to play it again. This is one of those games, it's an interesting game. I don't remember playing through this. Is probably the reason why I sold it. And I remember too, I sold a lot of games because they didn't have trophies for it. But Folklore, this game's rarer. I know it's dropped in price a little bit, but I found a good price on this one. Wanted to add it back into my collection because I have some games that were kind of the first generation of PlayStation games, and this was kind of one of them. Didn't have trophies, but it was a game you could enjoy, a new concept. But yeah, Folklore. This game was, from what I played for a couple hours of it, it was pretty fun. I don't remember it when I had it back in 2007, but yeah, we're playing it now. It's kind of fun, so I definitely want to get back into this. And you know, a final game I recently picked up, I found this at GameStop for a good price, but I'm a fan of the series. I don't know about you guys, but Hyperdimension Neptunia. This game's a fun game. You know, I think the biggest thing about this game though is they haven't had a new one in the series. It's been more of like spin-offs and everything, but this game, what it reminds me of is kind of like the console generation. Each of them have, like, each of their names are based off of a console. So, you know, like something like that. And yeah, it's fun. I mean, the only downfall of this is I wish I would have played it sooner. But other than that, yeah, Hyperdimension Neptunia. This is a great game. I have I believe 2 of them on my PS3 right now that are the digital version. I've been wanting to complete my collection of the Neptunia series across all platforms. So this one, good one to start with. You know, it's a fun story, but definitely something you want to add to your collection if you're an RPG fan. And yeah, definitely a great game. The last couple of them that have been spin-offs hasn't been that great, but this one was definitely a good game. You could put well into 100 hours in this game. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. You know, if you like collection videos or you like PS3, let me know. Tell me about your PS3 experience. Let me know your favorite game on the PS3, and definitely comment. I like to read your comments. I like to experience that nostalgia that we had playing through the PS3. I think it's one of the best consoles out there. Definitely be able to get your hands on one if you have one and build your collection. So that's it. I'm Robert, guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you guys, and remember, keep gaming. Thanks, guys.